It's been 730 days since Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine. 730 days since he began his illegal, unprovoked assault on a free, democratic nation. In that time, the aid the U.S. has supplied Ukraine has been indispensable. When many thought Ukraine would be decimated in mere days or weeks, our aid has given the Ukrainian people the ability to maintain their footing and to continue fighting back. We have listened to the pleas of Ukrainian citizens and soldiers and promised them that we will not give up. We have listened to President Zelensky's request, and we have delivered for Ukraine time and time again. Their need for our help has not ended. What has ended is the willingness of some of my colleagues to respond. In December, the White House made itself abundantly clear we are out of money and nearly out of time for Ukraine. But in the weeks and months since that announcement, Congress has done nothing. Time and again, Ukraine and the White House requests have been met with apathy as we have failed to send additional resources, each time showing Putin that victory is within his grasp and signaling to autocrats around the world that our commitment to democratic values is waning. Failing to act has consequences, ones that are already playing out. Ukraine is being forced to ration its munitions. For every 5 to 6 Russian shells fired, Ukrainians fire back 1 or 2. They are also facing a shortage of Patriot missiles as Russia continues to hammer Ukrainian cities with air attacks. All of this plays into Putin's hands. If inaction is our path, I ask you to contemplate a world in which Putin is victorious. Moldova, the Baltics, Poland, and the rest of Eastern Europe would be in imminent danger. Our nation's obligations would only grow more significant. Inaction risks not only the fate of democracy, but the possibility of drawing our country directly into war. Former Joint Chiefs General Mark Milley said, "The failure to stop Russia in Ukraine would force us to double our defense budget." These are the realities before us, the ones we must grapple with if we forego sending additional assistance. The path forward can be found in the words of those who have defended democracy before us. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty. President Kennedy's instruction should inspire us at this moment. The survival of liberty is at risk right now in Ukraine and beyond. In the final analysis, the long-term cost of inaction far outweighs the cost of action. I still believe the majority of my colleagues support Ukraine in its fight for freedom. To those who harbor doubts of skepticism about this aid, let me make myself clear. Aid to Ukraine is not a blank check. In fact, much of the money directly supporting Ukraine is spent not abroad, but here in the U.S. Our assistance is an investment in our own defense production companies. About 60% of the $113 billion in aid for Ukraine will be spent here, bolstering our defense and U.S. industries. These are investments that pay a return for us and for the fate of the free world for generations to come. We are not only helping to aid Ukraine against tyranny, we are preparing our own defense against future threats. On this anniversary, I urge my colleagues to wake up to the realities we face as a nation and as a world. Should our inaction continue, history will remember our choices and ultimately our failures to defend the principles we hold most dear.